Claudia Nice. Lisa, my student, has joined us in the studio today. We're going to be drawing landscapes using graphite pencils. The important elements to observe when drawing a landscape are shape, texture, light play, and value contrast. We'll take each of these into account in our lessons today as we draw the elements of the landscape together. Now, how am I going to get those holes in? Well, there's a technique to do to make it look real, and there's one that you want to avoid. Let me show you the one you want to avoid. If I were to just outline a hole and fill it in, like so, you can't tell if it's recessed in or if it's just a big black spot. So to avoid that look, I'm going to outline one here. Our sun's coming from this direction, so this side is going to be gradual. I'm going to see a little bit of light as it folds into the hole there. And the back side is going to be very dark. So we've got a gradual transition on the sunny side and an abrupt edge on the dark side. This works for a lot of things because not only can you put holes into rocks, you can put holes into, not holes into wood using that. And this is where beginners get in trouble because they get the side branches. Those are pretty easy to see, but what about the ones sticking straight out? Have you ever thought about that, Lisa? You've got ones coming straight at you, and if you forget to add those, you get the stylized Christmas tree, you know, like this kind of thing, with nothing in the middle. Okay, to avoid that, I'm going to put some lines across that will remind me there are branches coming right across like so. Okay, we can get some basic structure in there. Okay, I want to keep these light because we're almost going to erase those or ignore those in a few minutes. That's my skeleton to work from. Up high, we've got some, well, they're just little branches with needles on them, and I need to get those in first. Using a loose scribble stroke, I'm going to put a few of those in. The ones coming out from behind, see those little guys tucked in? And the one that comes right down across the front. Before long, these little branches start taking on a thicker motif. You can see now we've got little side arms coming out, so we need to start including those. First branch coming right at you is right in here. Looks something like this. So I can draw its little skeleton and then go ahead and get some needles on that one. First, putting in these foliage leaves, instead of drawing individual leaves, I'm going to use an amoeba shape where I'm almost scribbling an oval shape over and over, but twisting my pencil so that I don't get the same repetitive shape. These are almost Valentine or heart-shaped leaves, so I'm going to use a little point on the bottom, scribbling those in as they come down.
Does the leaf type matter?
It really does. Now, if this were a maple tree, I'd use kind of a finger shape like so as I design those overlapping leaves. If it were a locust, they'd be longer like so. So you can scribble them in. They can be very loose and scribbly, but keep in mind the shape of your leaves. The line that outlines the amoeba area or the leaf area, you don't want to see it. You want to blend right up to that line and blend it out. In other words, you don't want a halo around each leaf in addition to the line. Let's get it right up there to where your leaf starts, and that will pop those leaves right out. Look how they're suddenly appearing as leaf shapes rather than scribbles. Right in there, do the blending. And how that worked previously, I just went in and scribbled right up to the leaf shape, filled it in like so, and then right up to the edge where the line is and smear that together. It'd be really tempting to emulate and copy that same stroke down here, but I want it to look deep. I want to stretch out those lines so it looks still and deep and a little bit mysterious. So I'm going to change my texture just a little bit and use straight lines. I'll darken where it's dark, I'll lighten where it's light, try to catch that same reflection, but I'm going to use short, straight lines to do it. And sometimes it's a good idea. It doesn't show in this particular scene because the grass overhangs. But if I had say a sandy shore on the edge, I might be tempted to just leave a little white edge along there. In this case, we've got an overhang, a deep shadow, so I'll take it all the way down so that it touches. Okay, as straight as you can make it, using kind of parallel lines. Dark, a little bit further apart in the lighter areas. This works beautifully when you're doing pen and ink, and it's going to work even better in pencil because we can smear it and give it a softer appearance. Well, I think I'm going to use the 2B. Turn this sideways with my straight edge to make sure it's going the right direction. I don't want it to slant. I'm going to put a few water surface lines in, like so, and these are going to represent the actual surface of the water. So you look beyond those and you'll see that you've got reflections going on. Just a few. You can smear those slightly if you want to.
Is that your ripple technique?
No, I'm going to ripple a few in too, actually. Okay. Where we've got a little bit of rippling happening here, you can actually draw some ripple effects. Make sure that they go horizontal, big, long, open loops. You don't want to scribble down too fast like that, but more going like this. Now it looks like you're looking through these watery areas.